Hi guys, and welcome to this Model Engineers workshop. Today in the workshop we're not popping a pimple, we're making a dimple. Hi guys, I'm the chef. Today we need to make a new bolt for the rivet press. Here's the one that I've been using already. See the previous videos for that. As you can see, it already has a dimple in it. It's just now I need to get in behind some of the smaller angles on the buffer beams, and this is too big. The actual diameter is too big. So rather than just turning away the threads and making up adjusting this bolt, I have a couple of spares. As you can see, this is what's classified as a square head dog point M20 bolt. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this mounted up in the lathe. We're going to turn down about from end to end about 20 mil, get rid of some more of the thread, just tidy up the bottom, and then we're going to start putting the dimple in. Now for the dimple, I'm going to need the center drill to start the hole off. This is an 8mm drill, so we'll get that into just beyond the corner of the drill diameter there. And then here, if I can get this open one-handed, we have an 8mm round nose, bull nose end mill, and that will go in till it just bottoms out, and then we will just check it with a rivet. If necessary, we can go a little bit deeper. We're not going to go too deep straight off, and that will then be generated in the tip of here. And then I can just hold up the angle to it just to make sure that there's enough clearance on this removal of the threads, and that this is going to be tight enough to go in behind the angle. If not, I can then take a little bit more off the actual root diameter of the bolt itself. All right, guys, so I'll get that set up in the lathe and I'll bring you back. I'll be back soon. Hang on, give me a couple of minutes. Righto, guys, so that's me set up in the lathe now. As you can see, I'll just put that there just to make life a little bit clearer. Got the bolt in the 3-jaw. I'm just holding it tightly, but not too tightly by the threads. Then I'll just take some light cuts. I need to take away these threads so that end length to end of the threads is about 18-20 mil, nothing too critical. I've just got to make sure it fits down behind the angle enough. Make sure that this diameter is the right diameter so that the center of the bolt is on the center of the hole. Whoops, in the middle of the angle I've already drilled. And then we'll start making the dimple. Right, so I'm going to get this going. I've got a second camera just over there somewhere, and hopefully I'll be able to do a split screen in the editing software, or maybe I'll just switch between the two. So a little bit of something new for you guys, and something a little bit different for me when it comes to editing this video. All right, guys, I'll get the machine running and we'll get this going. Just set the speed. There we go, that should be it. 1200, sounds good to me. Make sure nothing is hitting, nope. And then we will start the lathe. So there you can see, just starting to take away the threads now. So I'll get down to the diameter. This is going to take a little while. I'm not going to take big cuts, as I say, I'm holding that bolt by the threads. So I'll stop it there and I'll get back to you when we get round to making the dimple in a second. All right, back in a tick. Okay, so as you can see, turned away the thread to about the right depth. Now just going to move the tool post out of the way, put a center in the middle of the bolt over here, just there, and then I can just check it to make sure I've got it down to the right size visually, as well as I've measured it. It should be fine, but visually check it that the center of the dimple will be in the center of the hole and not interfering with the angle on the upright on the angle when it gets riveted in. All right, so I'll get that done now and I'll bring you back. So here's the angle I'm using. It's quite small, and as you can see, got the holes drilled in it already for the rivets. So all I've got to do now is just hold that up to there, make sure that there's the clearance there, and that the center I've just drilled is in the middle of the hole, and it's not interfering, which it is. So that's good to go. All right. So the next thing is I'll swap out the center drill for an 8mm drill. Take the 8mm drill in just literally as deep as the corner of, you're going to focus for me? Just in as deep as the corner of the flutes. And then I can use the 8mm round nose, bull nose, end mill. Again, go in as deep as the flutes. Have a check to make sure there's nothing left of the center drill that I put in there just now, just to make sure that everything stays in the middle. If there is, I can just go a little bit deeper, and then I'll be able to just face this off, so I just get the perfect match to that end there and to a rivet, which I'll use as a gauge, literally. All right, guys, so I'll swap out the center drill for the 8mm drill and get that done, and we'll bring you back. Okay, all set up now. Just as I say, I'm going to just take the drill in as far as the corner of the flutes, maybe just a fraction in, just so that the bullnose end mill, when I get it into the drill chuck, will have something to center on. Okay, here goes. As you could probably hear, there's a bit of chatter there. I'm probably running in the drill chuck a bit fast. I should have slowed it down. Right, 8mm drill comes out, end mill goes in. That's on top of the headstock here. And you don't need to see me doing that, so I'll just do that off camera, back in a tick. Okay, so back again. Swapped out the drill for the 8mm. Hopefully, on that camera that I'm pointing at, you'll be able to see something. As I say, we're just going to go in just till the corner of the flutes are just below, and then I'll check it with a rivet just to make sure we're the right depth. If not, then we'll go a little deeper, of course. I'll just check the cutting speeds for a HSS 8mm end mill. This machine at the moment is set for 1200 RPM. The little calculator I use is telling me 1200 RPM. So we'll see. Right, let's get it done. Won't take long. Here we go. Right, well, that chattered quite a lot. The dimple is in. Doesn't look too bad. It's only for the back end of a rivet, so I'll live with that. Right, let me just grab a rivet and we'll check that. Okay, so dimple in the end, rivet. As you can see, I can still see the edge of that rivet, so it's not quite deep enough. I've just taken the speed down on the lathe a little bit, down to 900 instead of 1200. So I'll just bring this back in, and we'll try again. Tell you what, I'll get a little bit of cutting liquid as well. And we'll see if that makes any difference. Right. Squeezy bottle to the ready. Sorry about that, just kicked the tripod. Here we go. Well, didn't make a lot of difference on the noise level or chatter. Sorry, I'm kicking the tripod. I'm actually straddling around it. So, let's have a look now. Yeah, I think we can still go a little bit deeper. Let me just change the speed again. Let's go down a bit more. Next one down would be 700. So let's take that to that setting. That should be about right. We'll try again. Bring it in. Lock it down. Here we go. Now that was a little better. Let's have a look, see. Right, okay. Yeah, no, I think we can scrim a little bit off that corner. It's a little sharp now. And I'll recheck that. I think I've actually gone too deep because, oh man, that rivet head doesn't have to go in there now, doesn't it? Right, okay. Let me just check this without the camera in the way and I'll get back to you. Right, back again. I've just really checked it properly, just my luck. The rivet head that I was using is actually 8 and a bit mil, not just 8 or just slightly under. So, of course, I've now made this way too deep by about 2 or 3 mil, to be honest. So I'm just going to have to shave the tip off here, probably move the bolt back out a little bit more, take a bit more thread off, clean up the outside again just to make it even. And there we are. Because it's way too deep. If I turn that around, I mean, it goes down that far. That's probably nearer 6 mil instead of 3.5 to 4, like the head of that dome is there. All right, so let me get this done, get the speed back up to what it was for the steel, which was 1200 RPM, which is that setting there, and 2.8, there we go. That should be 1200 RPM. All right, let's get this done. Okay, let's have another look, shall we? Turn that out a bit. Let's have a look on the depth. That looks a little better. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let's do this properly, shall we? Get the verniers out. Lock them down. And we are showing just over 4 mil. Right, I just need to take a little bit more off. go. Let's have a look at that. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I was right first time. It just needed a little bit of the edge showing. Do that into there. Use my thumb as a gauge. That looks about the same thickness as that to me. Yep, so we'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's a nice fit. Okay, right, now of course I've made the whole thing shorter. The question is, can I still get down here? Yeah, no I can't, you can see a little bit. Right, so I'm just going to have to loosen the jaws on the 3 jaw, pull the bolt out a bit, clean away another couple of threads, and take off the sharp edges, and then this is done. We can put it in the rivet press and give it a try. Okay guys, I'll stop it there. I'll bring you back when I've got that done. There's no point, you've seen that already. Hang on. Right, everything's up in the rivet press now. The manufactured head is in the dimple in the bottom anvil, I'll call it. The remaining shaft, you can just see it in there, is in the new dimple, which I've greased so that it's not going to stick. I've got the 24-inch breaker bar. That's going on the top now, and we'll just crank this one down. The 2 bolts you can see, of course, are just holding that little piece still and in the right place. That's 2 turns. There we go. I'll just move that just to make life a little bit easier. There we are. That rivet is not going anywhere. Let me just undo that and we'll pop him out and take a look. So let's just whiz this off. Get back on there, so just make it easy. Wind that out of the way. And we'll pop him out. There we go. So, can I get this to a place where you can see it? Yep. There's the rivet head just in there. It seems to have gone a little bit crooked on me. But that's on the inside, so I'm not too worried about that. So the outside looks absolutely perfect. So I'm going to pop these 2 out, one at a time, do the other 2 rivets, and I'll bring you back, and then we'll call this video to a close. All right, guys, back in a couple of minutes. Right, a couple of minutes later, that's those 3 rivets in there. That's the back. As you can see, I actually thought the rivets had gone crooked on me, but of course I'd made one simple miscalculation. I'd actually forgotten that the rivets I use are the right length for that thickness of material, so 12mm. Because of course to get a dome head, it's the material thickness total plus 1.5 times the diameter, which is about 19mm all up. 19mm sounds about right. Anyway, somewhere around there. Now, of course, I'm only going through 6mm here and 2.5 on the angle, 8mm. So the rivets are 4mm too long. Should have really taken a file to them, but I'd forgotten about that. So as you can see, there's a little bit of squeeze out on there. I'm not worried about it. This is a little angle that will eventually support the running plate of the locomotive going across the front buffer beam here. So smoke box about here, front buffer beam, front foot plate. It's only going to have a couple of holes drilled in it, a couple of small screws to hold that in place. That is as solid as houses anyway. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to just clean that up and call it a job done. Got the other end to do, which is down there, that little angle down there. You can see the rivets just poking out. I might just shorten those down and do an update to this video when I get that done, so you can see that the rivet press does actually work. But again, homemade rivet press. I've just expanded on the usage of it. This is the full, come on, focus, thank you, the full diameter of thread all the way to the end, just the dog point, of course. This one I've reduced the diameter, which means I can now get in behind. There we go. Yep, that means I can get in behind and closer to, come on, focus, and get closer to any angles that I might be using. All right, guys, I'm going to call this video to a close. So it's the usual closing from me, the chef. Really enjoying making the videos. Please, if it's in your heart and soul, if you could do me a subscribe, a like, and hit the bell for notifications, that would be great. The channel's going great guns, great motivation for me. I'm really moving on. Thoroughly enjoying it. All right, guys, I'll be back again possibly with an update soon, or I'll be with you in the next video. I'll see you then. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Bye for now. Righto, guys, that's me back again. Unfortunately, I didn't turn the microphone on, so I'm doing this as a voiceover. What you can see here on the workbench is one of the original rivets. That's the full length. That's about just over 19 mil from under the head to the end of the shaft. The shank, rather. And I've just shortened 3. As you can see, there's 2 on the bench. You can see there the difference. It just took about 3 mil off. Just a quick job with a hacksaw and a file just to take off any burrs. And these rivets are now going to go down a lot easier than the first 3. As you can see here in the rivet press, I've got the new bolt. I've got the 1 rivet already in place and 2 bolts to hold everything tight. So that rivet will be going down very shortly. It will take the standard about 2 1/4 turns. Here we go. As you can see, the bolt rotating. I've already greased in the dimple in the bolt. There we go. It's all going down nice and tight. You can see everything squeezing up. The length of the rivet is down to 16 mil because, as I've explained before, it's the material thicknesses put together plus 1.5 times the diameter of the rivet shaft. Shank, I think is the correct word. So that's the material thickness is 8, so a 6 and a 2. The shank diameter is 5, so times 1.5, 7.5. So it's just under 16 mil. I think I actually made them 16 mil, so they'll go down nice and tight and easy. Here we are. The bolt gets wound back out. And we'll just whip that out of the rivet press, give it a quick wipe down, and we'll take a look at the rivet head formed on the inside. That should be coming up any second now. Here we go. Let's have a look, see. Yep, there we go. As you can see, that rivet head has gone down nicely. Get the last bit of the blue lithium grease off. Unfortunately, trying to wipe and hold the camera and talk at the same time is obviously beyond me because I'm not centering up very well, but there we go. Those 2 bolts are now going to come out one at a time. Everything there checks out to be level, so I don't need to adjust anything. And so one of those will come out, the next rivet will go in, and that's where this little segment finishes, and we move into the next one. Now, as you can see, all 3 rivets have gone in. It's the middle 3 in that top row. As the manufactured heads on the outside, very nice. The rivet, the actual angle, support angle for part of the foot plate at the front of the loco, gone down nice and level. Spin that around so we're going to have a proper look. There we go. 3 nicely formed rivet heads, and we're looking really good. I'm not going to take out the other 3 at the other end as much as there's too much metal there. They're in so tight. Nothing's going to move. It's not going to affect anything. There's plenty of room underneath there. As you can see, that's the rivet press setup, as I've explained before in the video about the rivet press. So it's easy adaptable by making just a new bolt and putting a dimple in it. There's the old bolt that I used for the original. You can see it's a lot fatter at the end because there was plenty of room to get it to them. The new bolt, of course, has the thinner end, so it can get in tighter behind those smaller angles. Right, guys, there's only a few seconds left to run on this, so once again, I'll finish as I always do. So if you can find it in your heart and soul to give me a like, a subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, that will be great. It's not necessary. The motivation behind doing the videos is just to keep myself going and get this locomotive built. Really looking forward to the day we can steam it all together. All right, guys, this is the chef signing out, and I'll be back in the next video, which won't be very long away, far away now. So take care, and I'll be back soon. Bye for now.